In Zimbabwe, President Emerson Mnangagwa has appointed a 7-member commission of inquiry into the deadly post-election protests that claimed the lives of 6 people. The commission will be held by former South African President Kgalema Motlanthe, and he will be assisted by national experts, a UK lawyer, and a former Commonwealth Secretary General. The team has 3 months to look into the motives behind the protest, the role of the military, and the use of deadly force. 2 days after the vote, the military opened fire on protesting MDC Alliance supporters who alleged that party leader Nelson Chamisa had been robbed of victory. Zimbabwean journalist Nigel Nyamotumbu joins us live now to tell us more about this. Hello, Nigel.
Yes, hello there. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. What more can you tell us about this inquiry set up by President Emerson Mnangagwa?
Well, the inquiry has been generally mixed, with mixed feelings and reactions from various quarters. I mean, first, the international community, Prime Minister Theresa May had said that this is something that is noble, which is why one would guess that the commission would have someone from the Commonwealth and would have an international feel, as it were, as it is definitely a move for a foreign policy tool for President Mnangagwa, for him to at least to be seen to have been doing something. On the flip side of it, the opposition and civil society and the generality of citizens feel that the commission could potentially be trying to apply lipstick on a frog, and could also be a waste of time and resources, given that the commander of the commander-in-chief of the Defense Forces is President Emerson Mnangagwa. There is a commander of Defense Forces in place. There is a whole structural command element in Zimbabwe. As such, the bigger question is who deployed the military. The motives and so forth of the protest are there. They are well known. It was generally opposition supporters that were pressuring the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to announce the presidential results. They had felt they had won. So really, it's a good foreign policy tool for President Mnangagwa, but in reality, it does not really rebuild the trust between the those that are governing and the governed, as it ought to have been.
So what punishment will they face for their role in the post-election violence?
Well, this commission, if you look even at their terms of references, and if you look at the laws of Zimbabwe, they cannot institute any punitive measures on anybody. What they can only perhaps do is to say, this is what we have found out. Perhaps the police could prosecute here. Perhaps the military could discipline the following members within the command element. Or this is what we generally recommend insofar as handling public disorder or public protest could be. They do not have any arresting powers. They do not have any powers to effect any punitive measures outside of just recommending, which perhaps justifies the cause by those that are saying it's a waste of time and money, because really the commission is just there to advise. Yes, it has some bit of executive powers, as it has been appointed by the president and within his office. It pretty much does not have much in terms of its legal teeth, as it were.
Nelson Chamisa has rejected the court ruling upholding President Mnangagwa's election. Instead, he has called for people to come out and protest the outcome of the election. How is the government reacting to this?
Well, it's not going to happen. Essentially, he had lined up a rally, not even a protest, in Bizo, Kwekwe, some 200 or so kilometers outside of the capital, Harare, which the police, according to the Public Order and Security Act of our laws, in Zimbabwe, which they have cited. They have said that there is a typhoid outbreak, and as such, they can't grant the request for a public gathering, and that is something that is not surprising, because they know that whenever these opposition supporters are going to gather, are going to be at one place. They are not sure of what Chamisa might say. They are not sure of what their reaction might be. And for now, all that they are allowing him to do are press conferences. There will not be any public meeting convened by the opposition that will be happening, at least in the near future, at least until the dust settles, at least until perhaps the government really feels secure that nothing that could threaten the general stability and peace in the country is going to take place. So, well, yes, he may wish to invoke the constitutional rights to demonstrate and so forth, but I seriously doubt that that right is going to be exercised anytime soon, given the circumstances.
Zimbabwe journalist Nigel Yamatumbu, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for joining us on the program.